How can we step into a future that oncology not only delivering promising results, but also meticulously matches individuals' needs? Welcome to Provider's Edge, the podcast that helps healthcare entrepreneurs and innovators break down barriers and control their business, life, and future with valuable action steps. With me, your host, Sabrina Rombach, a recovered clinician and a business deal catalyst. Let's rewrite the rules and create a positive social impact while increasing your profitability. Welcome back to another episode. Today we have Dr. Roy Farfara. Dr. Roy is the CEO of Triox Nano. He studied medicine in Israel, complete residency in urology, specializing in oncological diseases. He did many different researches in proteomics and exosomics, the basic sciences, as well as in several clinical trials, and practiced medicine for over 15 years. And his company founded back in 2015. And we're excited to spotlight him as one of the award winners for Impact Award from Post Point Pass. Definitely gone through a series of rounds of interviews and reviews, and we really want to be the partner to put the right healthcare technology solutions on the map for both our patients, caregivers, and clinicians alike. So welcome here to our stages, Dr. Roy.
Thank you, Sabrina. It's very nice to be here.
Yes, our audience are our healthcare executives and entrepreneurs alike who are leading the changes within this industry. So I would love for you to share, who do you love to serve and how as a company solving a particular problem in the healthcare industry right now?
Triox Nano was founded in 2015 after I got to the conclusion as a surgeon treating mostly kidney cancer that something has to be done in order to improve the what we call the therapeutic window. We as surgeons, we run after micrometer cells with centimeter knives, and it doesn't make sense, especially not in metastatic disease. On the other hand, we know that chemotherapy, due to its toxic effect, is not specific enough. It is not safe enough. And at the time, I was working with DNA molecular machines, such as DNA enzymes, aptamers, and I understood that we could really disrupt medicine if we start using these DNA molecular machines in order to program medicine. So, you're familiar with programming everywhere in our computer and houses, in the smart houses and the cars and everywhere in the phones, but medicine is actually analog. And when you think about it a bit further, the first and the most important indication for programmable medicine is cancer, because cancer is actually trillions or billions of cells that are all growing and they are all developing. And in order to treat cancer, we understand today that we need a multifaceted approach. We need to diagnose this cancer, preferably digitally. We need to treat this cancer, again, preferably digitally. And when I say digitally, it means that we can approach it from different genes, from different angles, with different treatments that are modular and can be combined with one another, just as you are familiar with in software. So that was the vision, and that's how we started Triox Nano in 2015. We got grants from the European Union, for example. They were non-dilutive grants that pushed us forward and allowed us to develop. To date, we have 5 different programmed medicine technologies, so that all these technologies, they are on one hand programmable. So we actually code in DNA language. So our machines, which have real world effect, are coded from DNA letters on one hand. On the other hand, all these treatments are printable in a DNA printer. So just like we print today the primers for real-time PCR tests, we can actually print all of our different technologies on a DNA printer. And that's a humongous advantage, a very big advantage, because if you think about it, you don't have to have the manufacturing and you don't have to have the logistics, and you can print at the location of treatment. If you take Elon Musk, for example, going with his spaceship now to Mars, he can have a DNA printer and have all these 5 technologies in hand. Or if it's a Navy ship, and so on and so on, soldiers, wherever they are. So this allows a lot of flexibility, a lot of logistic simplicity, and that's where we are today. So that 5 different technologies, 2 of them are diagnostic, 3 of them are therapeutic. One of the 3 therapeutic is actually a medical device. All of them printable, all of them programmable, meaning fully flexible, for the benefit of humanity. And we hope to be able to quickly bring it from the bench to the clinics. And that's where we are now.
Yeah, that's very exciting to be in the state where you can now cut down the costs and then speed up the delivering of health. And what are some of the subspecialties you already been working with that has achieved success?
Right. So we are mainly focused on oncology, where we have a special interest in triple negative breast cancer, which is a very aggressive breast cancer. 50% of the patients presented with the disease are already metastatic at the time of presentation. We have also found different solutions for prostate cancer, again, castration-resistant prostate cancer, and for ovarian cancer. To date, again, because it's a totally different concept, we actually developed machines, molecular machines that can knock down mRNA of about 150 different genes, which we know are involved in the oncologic process, so that we have the tools to address each specific cancer of a specific patient with the right molecular machine made of DNA that can knock down the mRNA specifically to the cancer patient.
Triox Nano's technology in oncology marks a significant leap from traditional cancer therapies to programmable medicine. They have developed molecular machines capable of targeting specific genes involved in cancer, customizing treatments to each patient's unique genetics profile. This approach represents a major shift toward personalized precision cancer care, enhancing treatment effectiveness and potentially reducing side effects. Beyond cancer, this technology shows promise in treating infectious disease and exemplifies its broad potential in medical sciences. This is an award winner, part of the 2023 Impact Award by Postpoint Path. This is the first episode of the 6 award winners. Stay tuned and make sure return next week for our second episode. Now, if you are a fellow healthcare entrepreneur, reach out to me, Sabrina Rombach, on LinkedIn. Let's connect and explore how we can elevate your healthcare business. All right, let's dive back into the second half of our show.
So we are mostly focused on oncologic disease. We also have a program for infectious disease. It started actually when COVID started, where we used our molecular machines in order to cut the COVID, which is also an RNA virus. So the connecting thread between these technologies is that we always knock down or silence mRNA or RNA in case of the COVID virus with our DNA enzymes, with our DNA molecular machines. So to summarize it, mostly infectious disease, such as COVID, as herpes, and oncologic disease, triple negative breast cancer, prostate cancer, and ovarian cancer. Those are our targets.
Yeah, which is already some bigger solutions to be able to quickly target the diseases that's very aggressive, for especially when you're talking about metastatic level of targeting and treatment, and all the way to some infectious disease that we know is very prevalent, and people are still struggling through all these years that since we initially get hit back in the 2020s when things got going, and then now we're 4 years after. So advancement in medicine definitely can be challenging in adaptation, in understanding the ability. Are you guys right now solely in Israel, or have you already broken into the US market?
No, we are currently in Israel. We are now looking for investors to participate in our next round. It's a round A. And once we will finalize the investment, then we could start to do the clinical trials in order to prove that what we proved works in animal studies also works in humans. So we are currently preclinical.
Yes, beautiful. And then it's like excitement to be able to go into the next phase of actually having to be able to test it on humans for people who really need it. And what do you believe is that unique ability truly that nobody else right now is doing as compared to you guys, especially in the oncological field in disease treatment and monitoring of these diseases?
When you look at cancer, cancer is actually an ever evolving, adapting, evolutionary process. And, we're familiar, for example, with the HIV cocktail treatment, where even for a virus that is a much simpler machine than a cancer cell, we today use 5 different medications at the same time, which is called the cocktail for treating HIV. And with that, we can curb the virus and people can live very long with it. The same goes for cancer. Only in cancer, instead of having only these combination of 5 treatments, we could have with our system that we are developing, which is called programmed ADC, programmed aptamer DNA-zyme conjugates, we can target over 150 genes at the same time. Of course, in the beginning, we will not use 150 at the same time, but we can combine different genes for specific patients. And this understandably brings a very big benefit because, when you treat a cancer with one treatment, it overrides it and adapts with 3 different pathways. And actually, one of our ecosystems allows to measure what is the adaptation of the cancer with these treatments so that we can digitally analyze or fingerprint the cancer before treatment and see how it adapts to the treatment that we give in order for us in advance to treat it with a combination of treatments that would also stop the adaptation, something that is similar in the scientific world to synthetic lethality. So we are looking to create synthetic lethality and to be able to foresee how to combine different mechanisms in order to create the synthetic lethality in each specific patient. So, it's really a big disruption of what currently is being done in medicine. It's a giant step forward, and it makes sense because, again, programming is everywhere except in medicine, and we think it's something that will come in the next 5 to 10 years.
Yes. And would you say the people that are most likely to partner up with your company for development, for advancing in the specific field are more so the oncological researchers or clinicians, surgeons, or more so from the pharmaceutical device companies that are more involved in? Which side do you think they will be more likely to want to get engaged with you?
So in the first steps of the phase 1 clinical trial, it's still more of the pharmaceuticals, the large pharma, the biotech companies, specialized VCs that have background in mRNA medicine. And as you go along, hospitals and surgeons and oncologists and so on can be part of the participant of the process. I'm very familiar with that because I was a principal investigator for several clinical studies in oncology, and but that takes a bit more time. That's at the later phases, phase 2 and phase 3 clinical trials.
Exactly. Once people have seen you guys made progress and momentum, has more trust factor into what the possibility is, then these additional people will want to come in and really help you to make that additional push with the human clinical trial. And with you guys, I know definitely is focusing on getting the next round of funding into Series A. What would you say is the factor that you wanted to share with venture capitalists or investors in general, then why they should really invest in your company as compared to any other life science solutions out there for oncology?
As far as I'm familiar, we are pretty unique by the fact that we want, on one hand, to move medicine from analog to digital. On the other hand, to allow for localization of the manufacturing process. And we have, as I said, 5 different ecosystems, but each one of this ecosystem is disruptive in terms of its science. So, for example, our lead ecosystem, which is called programmed ADCs, knocks down mRNA, but we knock down the mRNA with a molecular machine called DNAzyme, which is pretty unique.
This disruptive approach in oncology, featuring their leading ecosystem with programmed ADC and DNA enzyme, represents a significant departure from traditional cancer treatment. This innovative method precisely targets mRNA, offering a more effective, specific, and personalized approach to cancer therapy. This approach not only revolutionized cancer treatment, but also indicates a transformative shift in medical sciences, with potential application extend beyond oncology. If you haven't done so already, please take a screenshot of this episode and post on LinkedIn and tell us what's the latest insight that you have from this episode. Let's rewrite the rules for your business and create positive impact in healthcare. I would love to join your conversation, so make sure to tag me, Sabrina Rombach. All right, let's get back to the show.
Today, there are 15 products approved by the FDA that actually silence mRNA by either ASO, which is antisense oligonucleotides, or by RNA inhibitors or siRNAs. But these are indirect ways to silence mRNA. They are much less effective in terms of their K-OBs, in terms of their efficacy. They are lower, and they are much, much less specific. You're familiar, for example, with the vaccine. When you got, or people got the vaccine, you actually get the mRNA. The mRNA is translated into protein, and the protein exerts the antibody activation. Many of the time, especially in oncology, we actually want to get rid of the mRNA. So to get rid of the mRNA, there are different technologies. Our technology is unique because our DNA machine, which is called DNAzyme, actually is an enzyme that cleaves the mRNA, which is the target, so that our machine can cut many, many times the different mRNA in the cell that are the target to manufacture the protein that the cancer is dependent upon. I hope it was not too complicated to understand, but the bottom line is we come with new solutions, totally novel technologies, in order to either knock down mRNA or to replace antibodies, for example, with aptamers, or to combine between DNAzymes and aptamers. So it is novelty in technology with many advantages for the patient.
Yes, I think for you to be able to present your unique ability into the investor world is very crucial, and especially also not just the unique ability of how you solve this solution, but also as a company. And so, what are some of the major factors for the VCs also to believe that not only your product is something that worth investing in, but your company is also at a place that can take this product to become the leading solution in the healthcare space for cancer treatment?
Right. So we have an amazing team of highly seasoned executives. For example, we have Ms. Eti Mitrani, who was Senior Vice President of Teva Pharmaceutical. She was responsible for development of Teva is the largest Israeli pharmaceutical company. There she was responsible for development of all the new products in the company with over 25 years of experience. We have amazing scientists, postdocs from Volcani Institute in Israel, from Rockefeller in New York, from the NIH, and so on. And we have waiting tentatively for the investment round. But after the investment round, they will, of course, join us. We have global advisors with world-renowned names such as Nobel Prize winners and so on.
Awesome. So it's a great collection of scientists as well as people who are in the pharmaceutical industry that are already being able to create positive changes in bringing solutions to the market. So we definitely appreciate you for sharing some of the very in-depth explanation of how from the cellular level that you guys are able to target for cancer treatment and helping these patients who perhaps really is at a place that they are looking for that beacon of hope because these aggressive diseases, as well as the new directions you guys are able to explore for other possibilities that creates more cost-effective delivery of treatment, as well as more targeted to individual patients. So we appreciate you from sharing your wisdoms and to bringing this newer solution into the market. For everybody who like to connect with Dr. Roy, find him on LinkedIn and as well as on their website. Anything that you like to share if people like to connect with you to find out more about the company, how else would you like them to contact you?
Yeah, so they can directly send me an email. It's roy@trioxnano.com or use the LinkedIn or our website, as you said. And we are looking for either angel investors, VCs, biotech companies that we can cooperate with, or large pharma. And we hope to really be able to bring this amazing disruption as soon as possible to the market.
Awesome. And then we wish you all the best in making that happen and can't wait for the next few months and years to see the progress that you have been creating.
Dr. Roy's groundbreaking work in programmable medicine is ushering a new era in cancer treatment. His approach signifies a major advancement, making a shift toward treatments that are not just targeted, but also highly individualized and dynamic. This evolution in oncology promises to take cancer therapy more precise, personalized, and effective, potentially transforming patient outcome. Here are the 5 key things we discussed. Number 1, Triax is leading a shift in oncology to a digital personalized approach using DNA molecule machines for precision cancer target. Number 2, its focus on personalized medicine uses programmable technology to design treatments specifically to each person's cancer profile. Number 3, programmable medicine, spearheads by Triox Nano, represents a paradigm shift in oncology, offering more efficient and patient-centered cancer management. Number 4, from a concept to reality, this transition from clinical application showcase their commitment to enhancing the effectiveness of cancer treatment through targeted adaptable therapy. Number 5, looking ahead in the future of oncology, with this advancement in programmable medicine is to set to significantly influence oncology treatment, promising improved outcome with personalized and adaptive cancer care. Dr. Roy's innovative approach in programmable medicine is redefining cancer treatment, promising a future of precision, individualized treatment care, signifies a major advancement in medical sciences. How do you see programmable medicine shaping the future of our healthcare? Share your experience and insight with us by posting it on LinkedIn, and make sure to tag me so I can join your conversation.
Thank you for tuning in to Provider's Edge podcast. We hope you enjoy our latest episode and found the insights and tips helpful. We'd love to hear your feedback on the show and learn what topics you'd like us to cover in the future. So please take a moment to leave us a review on your favorite podcast platform and let us know what you think. Your feedback is essential to help us improve the show and provide you with the content you need to take your healthcare business to the next level. Thank you for your support, and we look forward to hearing from you soon.